knows this guy.
No, everybody knows he can do a radio show.
Joe Piscopo. Mornings, 6 to 10 on AM 970. The Answer.
Hey, Joe on the radio, 845. Dr. Carole Lieberman is a board-certified Beverly Hills psychiatrist, an award-winning and best-selling author. Just great on television, just great on the radio. We love when Carole joins us. Dr. Lieberman, welcome back to the show, Carole. Great to hopefully your summer's going well.
Yes. except being outraged at the things that are happening in our country. But other than that, things are fine.
You know what? Yeah, we'll talk. That we should address that. Well, let's get to the issue at hand, Carole. But Dr. Lieberman, we should talk about that because it just sometimes I think what's going on. I could vent on the radio, but for everybody else, they're feeling that frustration. But let me talk about your new website. And it's called PleaseFireFauci.com. And I'm chuckling because there it is. Yeah, you can go there, PleaseFireFauci.com. When did you realize that Dr. Fauci was, in your opinion, doing harm to the health community and the U.S. as a whole, ma'am?
At the very beginning of the campaign, really pretty close to the beginning of the campaign, but he has gotten worse and worse. And his lies have become more exposed. They're not all yet completely exposed, but they're getting there, for example, with the emails and so on. But the reason why this has been bothering me and why I went to the trouble of doing a website with a petition, PleaseFireFauci.com, is that I believe that he has been responsible for a lot of deaths. There is the question, of course, that Senator Rand Paul brought up in the Senate yesterday, I think it was, that about the funding of the Wuhan lab. Fauci is trying to say that his NIH and especially his section didn't fund the research that led to this gain of function. And he knew that he was lying. And so anyway, but even before all that, he has been from the beginning the voice and face of gloom and doom. And he has been stressing us all out. And stress causes, amongst other things, a weakened immune system. So he has, at the very least, this basic way, been killing more people and making more people get sick from COVID. So that's the first thing. And the reason why, you're asking since when, the reason why this has been bothering me as COVID has been progressing and more people have been dying and all of that is because besides being a psychiatrist and an MD, I also have a master's in public health. And I learned, and the NIMH funded my research, and I learned that how to do a public health campaign. That's kind of public health 101. And Fauci either never took that course or he forgot it. And he has been trying to get everybody to do what he wants by scaring us to death. And that is the worst way to do it. That is not how you get people to wear masks. Or, of course, he also has been contradicting himself on his advice. But that's the second reason why we need to get rid of him. But certainly, the way to have helped people all along was to have created a public health campaign that got them to do positive things for themselves rather than scaring them to death and decreasing their immune system and so on. Plus, he's contradicted himself a million times, gotten us to either stop listening or to overreact. Do you know that he is the highest paid employee in the entire U.S. federal government, making more than the president?
Wow. Yeah, they say he's making like almost $500,000 a year,
Yeah.
Dr. Lieberman.
Yeah.
Yeah. I may, Dr. Carole Lieberman, by the way, you are... this is very impressive, the recipient of an NIMH fellowship in epidemiology for your UCLA research on how to use the media to prevent and treat physical and mental disorders. That's a vital point you make, Dr. Lieberman, because it does. We are all stressed out, and it does break down your immune system. Everybody knows that. It just wears you down, and the government has indeed been wearing us down.
Yes. In addition to that, he has been really all about making himself a big celebrity, having Brad Pitt play him on television, having dolls made after him, throwing out the first pitch, all of this. And plus, all the governors and mayors listening to his advice, which changes more than he changes his underwear, have thought that, Dr. Fauci says we should be in lockdown, we should do this, we should do that. And that has caused so much more distress. People committing suicide, substance abuse, all of the things that lockdown has caused, heart attacks, and so on, divorce, child abuse. I could go on, but so it's really, I'm really pleased to see this morning that Senator Rand Paul has now filed criminal charges, because on my petition, the 5 reasons why we should fire Fauci, in the last sentence, I say whether this makes him an embarrassment to the medical profession, a traitor, and or a criminal is still to be decided. But for now, you can stand up and ask him to be fired. You can stand up and ask him to be fired. So I really commend Rand Paul for doing this.
Yeah, Carole, Dr. Lieberman, forgive me, I feel we know each other long enough I could call you Carole. But
it's okay, you can call me Carole. It's okay.
You're the good doctor. Listen, I like Anthony Fauci. Is a nice guy from Brooklyn, and he's Italian. So I feel like I got to say something nice about Dr. Fauci, that he looks like he's a nice guy. I think that's why he's so popular. He's got that great demeanor. People love him. I'm trying to stick up for as many Italians as I can. That might be my psychological, But on the other hand, and I got to be careful how I say this, because you got to be careful what you say. The platform is so powerful anymore on this program, and we're grateful for your time. The pharmaceuticals seem to be running everything, and I make that a generic statement. Am I right?
Yes.
I don't. Something's amiss in this country, Carole.
Yeah,
that's what we're all
absolutely.
feeling. Are the pharmaceuticals behind everything?
Absolutely.
Wow.
And if you think that there isn't a connection between the vaccines, at least one of the companies, and Dr. Fauci benefiting, shall we say? I'm trying to be careful too.
Yes, appreciate that.
Surely that's a big part of it.
Yeah.
So for all of the self-interest, rather than trying to help us, and he's been given, and another reason people who aren't Italian, and why they stick up for him, because after a whole year plus of listening to him and counting on him to save us and our loved ones from COVID, right? That we don't want to believe that he could be lying, or that this could be all about, making money for himself or being a celebrity and all of that. We don't want to believe that. We want to think he did protect us, and he's going to continue to protect us, because nobody else is really coming forward to do that. Or at least we don't know of anyone. But what I have been doing, besides putting up this petition, finally it got so bad. I got so sick of seeing him giving these lies and not doing the right thing, that's why I finally made the petition. Right. But I don't think I've mentioned this on your show before, but did I? I don't know. Did I talk about the anagram, the heal myself? The things that he should have been, that Fauci should have been, that the public health should have been promoting, instead of, all this gloom and doom.
Wow. No, you know what? Carole, we love having you on the show. By the way, you can go to @Carole with an E. It's CaroleMD on Twitter, @Carole MD. Could you please come back and talk about that? Because Lord knows we need healing. I look to God. A lot of people look to religion, but on a pragmatic, objective way, we would love to hear about that, Carole. Hey, Doctor, thank you so much. Look forward to it again, Carole Lieberman. And thank you so much.
Thank you.
@Dr. Carole with an E, MD. Right, on Twitter. Thank you, Carole Lieberman. And if you want to disagree, you're welcome to call 877-970-2999, 853. Debbie's on the roads on AM 970. The Answer. Hi.